For 6 days, the opposition has led a concerted attack against demonetization. The government has firmly and steadfastly refused any rethink or rollback of the measure. Instead, it has repeatedly asked what is really bothering these parties. Are they, through their protests, siding with the corrupt and, dare we say it, anti-national elements? Even as the opposition now prepares itself to express the people's akrosh across the country, the preliminary results of the demonetization survey throw up the uncomfortable question: is this united opposition going to find itself on the wrong side of public sentiment?
If anybody asks question, call the person an anti-national.
कुछ नहीं होने वाला है। मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। मेरे को ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा।
Is the opposition anti-national? What has raised their hackles is a question in the survey carried out by the Prime Minister. A survey that sidesteps this opposition and speaks directly to the people on demonetization. But question number 9 of this survey asks, do you believe some anti-corruption activists are now actually fighting in support of black money, corruption and terrorism?
Classical Modi ji's approach is to decide first, think later, listen to no one, and when he is caught on the wrong foot, if anybody asks question, call the person an anti-national.
In addition, in a rally in Ratnagiri on Tuesday, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis also spelled it out, saying those opposing demonetization are anti-national. With the demonetization war peaking, voices from the BJP and the government have asked the opposition to explain their stand on the anti-graft fight.
विपक्ष के लोगों को ये बताना चाहिए कि काले धन के खिलाफ लड़ाई में वो कहाँ खड़े हैं, ये गंभीर सवाल है।
7 तारीख को कहते थे मोदी जी काले धन के लिए आपने क्या किया, अब कहते हैं मोदी जी काले धन के लिए ऐसा क्यों किया। चिंता उनको होती है जिनके पास अरबों खरबों रुपया काला धन अपने बंगलों में पड़ा हुआ हो।
The intent was very simple: completely sideline the opposition and reach out directly to the people. Gauge what their mood really is vis-a-vis demonetization. What have been the preliminary results from the demonetization survey on the Narendra Modi app? 30 hours later, more than 30 lakh people have responded. And what are the responses like? 98% think that black money does exist in India. In fact, the other question that was asked was, do you think that this evil of black money should be fought? 99% people agree. In fact, more than 90% also feel that the government's move to tackle black money is above a 4-star rating. 73% give it a 5-star rating, which means that it is brilliant. 90% think that the government's manner of tackling black money is good. 92% think demonetization will go a long way in curbing the flow of black money. 86% believe, and this is the most contentious clause, I think, the most contentious question in that entire survey. 86% people agree that those who are opposing the move are siding with anti-national or corrupt elements. 43% say they don't mind the inconvenience at all. And in fact, 48% think that the initial inconvenience is worth the larger good that will be served by this move. So, with the opposition now saying that people are extremely angry, they are hitting the streets, are they actually going against the public mood? We've got GVL Narasimha Rao, national spokesperson of the BJP, with us, and Brijesh Kalapa, spokesperson of the Congress. Are you going to rethink your initial stance, Brijesh Kalapa, you, your party, others who are supporting you, given what these initial results are like?
No, we are not going to be misled by these, very silly results, because when questions are framed in such a manner, in law we say that there is a classic question: when did you stop beating your wife? So to that there can never be an answer. So questions like these, that are you against black money? Does black money exist? Everybody knows what the truth is. In fact, the Prime Minister himself stated in a tweet, I think in early 2011, that even a child knows where all the black money is located, and it's all located in the Swiss banks. And he was
no,
out to get all the black money
the entire point of the protest is that you were echoing the feeling of the man on the street, people who are queuing up, people who are fainting, people who are inconvenienced. But strangely, these very people, at least 50% of them, almost half of them say they're okay with it.
No, the first thing is you have to look at the sample size. I think the size is about 5 lakh, and we are a country of 125 crore. Now, if the BJP has got its cadre to respond to this very silly kind of survey, then it's really the BJP's problem, which believes these kind of surveys, because it's a self-serving survey, and the BJP has participated fully in it, and they want to believe it. They're welcome to believe it, but they don't want to believe that 61% of the population which voted for all the political parties which are today against this move, they don't want to believe these words. You must remember that the Modi Sarkar has won with a margin of 31%. The remaining parties got the remaining votes, and all those parties are now arrayed against this. Now, if the BJP thinks it's so big or so arrogant that they should not touch or look at these the views of 60+%, then it's their problem. Because they don't seem to have
Jivil Narasimha Rao, now taking this as vindication, are you only going to further this entire narrative about how anyone who raises his or her voice is anti-national, is corrupt, is a holder of black money?
Padmaja, throwing this argument of the Congress spokesperson's back on his face, let me also tell him they have been in power in this country for nearly 55-60 years, and they never had a majority of popular vote. So by that sense, I think they never deserve to be in power, if that is the logic. I think let's not stretch it beyond a point. As far as the survey is concerned, this survey only reconfirms what we already know. This is what all the media organizations which have gone and talked to people, what they really came to know. We are not looking at this survey in isolation. We know this, the overwhelming support. We already know it. There is overwhelming support from the public. The questions in this survey are balanced, and if silly Congress doesn't want to take note of it, they are welcome to really be architects of their own doom.
Okay, so the issue of the survey is settled. But let me ask you the next question, Jivil Narasimha Rao. In the survey, when you asked, did you mind the inconvenience faced in our fight to curb corruption, black money, terrorism and counterfeiting of currency, there are 48% who have said somewhat but worth it. 8% have said yes, we were inconvenienced. Are these 8% then to be dismissed as corrupt and anti-national?
No, certainly, possibly. You see, there is these are ordinary people. When you have political parties making taking a line against the demonetization, trying to find some excuses to derail a debate, somehow want to criticize everything that the government does, this question will automatically follow as to what is the reason why they are opposing, because the Congress party says
the people who are opposing are being misled by the opposition, Brijesh
and many other parties say we oppose demonetization. Therefore, Brijesh's contention that the opposition is united itself is a farce. The opposition is speaking in multiple voices.
Okay, so you are fanning the flames, Brijesh Kalappa. Actually, these are people who otherwise would have supported, but they are being misled by you.
No, see, the first thing is, if somebody is being misled, then one of the union ministers, Mrs. Sadanand Gowda, he went and he had to release the body of his own brother. And you know what the story is, that his body would not be released. So he had to issue a check. Now, how many people have that freedom to issue a check and for the body to be released? Now, Mr. Sadanand Gowda comes outside and he says, now I know what the problems of the common man are. So these people in the BJP are sitting in their high ivory towers and they have not stepped outside. They don't know what the public feeling is. Today, a boy who is 16 years old, he went to pay his exam fees. He could not pay. He stood in line for 3 long days. He has now committed suicide. Now, there are stories like this which are in any number. Now, these stories don't seem to touch the BJP at all, and BJP seems to think that these are all part of the sacrificial goats, which are, in any case going to be butchered. So they don't really bother about this. But, if today as a political party, we are stepping out and saying that, look, a lot of people are inconvenienced. I have myself personally seen that when I went out at 2 o'clock last night to get some money, the ATMs were still full at 2 a.m. in the morning. So this is not it's not a situation which is an everyday situation.
Okay, Brijesh Kalappa, this anecdotal evidence will vary, because if you're really talking about personal experience, I can tell you at 10 p.m. I found an empty ATM, but that is neither here nor there. But GVL Narasimha Rao, if this survey is going to be taken only as an exercise in validation, won't you end up ignoring some genuine concerns that are there by just dismissing them?
No, we are certainly, we are continuously monitoring the situation, the implementation on the ground, and government is on a daily basis is not only reviewing the work in the field, it's also making necessary exceptions, necessary amendments, formulating necessary rules to ensure that people's suffering doesn't exist, doesn't persist for a longer time. It goes without saying that when you announce a historic decision of this nature, when you pull out 86% of the value of the currency, inconvenience is going to be inevitable. But despite the personal inconvenience, you've seen how 92% of people who participated in the survey say that this is an effective measure to curb black money.
Okay, great. So GVL Narasimha Rao, since you're so sensitive to the people's concerns, let me ask you this. Are you willing to condemn what the Maharashtra Chief Minister said yesterday, saying that those who are opposing demonetization or are raising concerns about it are anti-national elements? Do you think that was ill thought out?
No, I see there is certainly a suspicion in the minds of the people. I will only go for to say that certainly people who have taken a big hit as a result of a sudden announcement of this nature are the people who are actually actively opposing it. And political leaders who are in the forefront of this opposition certainly raise a lot of suspicions as to why did Mamata Banerjee, within half an hour of announcement of the Prime Minister, why did she come out and vehemently oppose it? Does it not show some kind of a panic reaction?
No, but Mr. Fadnavis's comment wasn't just directed at Mamata Banerjee or at Arvind Kejriwal or at any other politician for that matter. It was a general comment which would also then be addressed to the man in a queue, the boy that Brijesh Kalappa was talking about, who just wanted to pay his fee and was unable to. That would hurt.
No, I think one can easily make out the parties which were actually asking for a rollback. Parties who have been criticizing it, they have largely, and these are the same parties which have benefited, which have perpetuated a corrupt system for 70 years. The Congress party, nobody expects the Congress party to really fight the black money.
Okay,
because in 10 years of Congress rule, you had 15 lakh crores of scams. So all that money, a part of that money is lying in cash in somebody's chest.
Brijesh Kalappa, there are two things. The government has made it very clear. It is on the right side of history. Public sentiment is in their favor. Aren't you finding yourself then on the losing side right at the outset by persisting with your protest?
No, it's a very simple proposition, Padmaja, that GVL Narasimha Rao now says that 15 lakh crore is in the Congress kitty. Now, instead of putting the common man to inconvenience and to hardship, was it not easier to find those leaders in the Congress party and recover the 15 lakh crore from them and then let it out loose into the market? Where was the need to inconvenience so many people? You've for 1% of the population, you have put a whole 99% of people into hardship. This is one. Now, the second aspect is that if he's thinking that the anti-nationals are targeted, now the anti-nationals are very happy, they're very thankful to Mr. Modi, because the burden of carrying 1,500 rupee notes has been cut and now they're carrying 2,000 rupee notes. So therefore the burden is far less. So they're very thankful to Mr. Modi personally.
I think it's a very simplistic explanation, so but I'll let GVL respond to that.
GVL Narasimha Rao will be aware.
Padmaja, the country has seen, I'm only quoting an India Today report, which talks about how Naxals who have extorted thousands of crores of money from the common people, how they have really taken a big hit. In Chhattisgarh alone, India Today reports 7,500 crores of estimated money lying, which is saved in cash in deep inside forest has completely gone waste for the Naxals. We've seen how protests in Kashmir, a lot of media have reported this, how protests in Kashmir have suddenly stopped because a lot of them were actually paid protests and there was no money supply. Certainly on the drug mafia, the terrorists, the Naxals, all of them have taken a big hit. And why? You see, this move was not actually intended or targeted at political parties, but the manner in which they protested the loudest really aroused suspicions about their own intent and also about the amount of money that they possibly were stacking, the amount of money they were planning to use in various state assembly elections that are scheduled in a few months from now. And it's these parties which have actually smeared their faces in the black.
And especially, Brajesh Kalappa, when you refuse to let Parliament function, isn't the man on the street left thinking, if these are people who are asking questions on my behalf, why aren't they asking the questions? Why are they disrupting the proceedings when the Prime Minister is in Parliament? All your allegations, direct them at the Prime Minister when he's there in the Lok Sabha. Why let him off easy?
No, I think the important thing is that there was a disagreement under which clause that the Prime Minister should speak, and that's the reason there was this kind of bedlam. The first thing is that if political parties today have voiced their opinion, and you must remember that they hold the mandate, they hold the popular mandate, because like I said, about 60-61% of the vote is with these political parties, which is against this move. The first thing. Now the second thing is what Mr. Narasimha Rao says, that anti-nationals in Kashmir and Naxalites and so on and so forth are affected. But so are 99% of the population.
No, but and is the 60% opposition opinion more important, or 90% of the people surveyed, their opinion more important?
If you're going to,
surely you can't say your opinion or a members of Parliament opinion supersedes that of the people.
No, I think this 92% is humbug. It doesn't matter to at all, because like I said, how many of these people who have apps can actually download them? Who has the time to actually respond to a survey? It's only the BJP which has the time to do this. So nobody really of any essence who is going to provide any value addition is responding. I think it will be very good if the BJP comes off its high horse and talks to the opposition, because the opposition after all counts for a huge amount of the vote. Why don't they speak to the opposition heart to heart and find out what the concerns are? But they seem to label everybody as anti-national.
Only when there
everybody
is
as somebody who's supporting the terrorists.
If people keep sloganeering, there will be no heart to heart, you will agree.
No, but it's Mr. Arun Jaitley who rightly pointed out that the onus of running Parliament is not on the opposition. It is on the government. It is Mr. Arun Jaitley who said this. It is Sushma Swaraj who said this while they were leaders of the opposition. Why are you changing the dynamics today? Why is the opposition supposed to step up and say, speak to us?
Well, I think changing the goalposts is the prerogative of the opposition. We've seen the earlier opposition do that. We've seen you doing it now. But you are as dismissive of the people who voted on this app as the BJP is dismissive of people who are opposing this move. Finally, G.V.L. Narasimha Rao, if this all boils down to the people's opinion, is the Parliament going to be completely sidelined when it comes to what the outcome of demonetization is? Do you simply not care what they think, what the opposition is saying?
No, Padmaja, the government has shown its intent by initiating even a debate, by allowing a debate to start in Rajya Sabha on day one, and we wanted the same debate to begin in Lok Sabha. Even the Honorable Prime Minister was present in the House today, in the Lok Sabha today. But what does the opposition do? They keep changing goalposts. They look for some excuses every day. They want to set preconditions, but they are not interested in a debate because they know they do not have any facts to really derail the government. They are completely out of depth. Their understanding is very superficial. They are fighting for a cause which is really been, they're fighting against something which has tremendous and overwhelming support of the people of the country.
Okay.
When a recalcitrant opposition is trying to smear its face and is wanting to disrupt itself, wants to tear it itself into pieces,
okay,
I think we should honor them, allowing them to do what they want to do. We want them to fulfill their wish
Okay.
It is nothing but a death wish of the opposition. We will simply allow them to enjoy their own death wish.
All right, so you're confident in the results that have come out on this survey. You think that at least public opinion is on your side and the opposition has been completely rendered redundant. Tomorrow we are learning the Prime Minister is likely to be inside the Rajya Sabha. Will finally a debate, a dialogue on this issue happen? We certainly hope so. For the time being, G.V.L. Narasimha Rao and Brijesh Kalappa, thank you very much for joining us on 8 p.m. Yet another day of ruckus inside Parliament. Of course, you saw the regular sloganeering, tempers flying. Narendra Modi incidentally was inside the Lok Sabha. So what then prompts the opposition to keep blocking a debate inside? And these scenes were not just limited to Parliament. What happened on the outside across Delhi? We tell you in this report.
And as the Lok Sabha was adjourned for the 6th consecutive day, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi led the offensive.
We have put an adjournment motion. The government is scared to allow us an adjournment motion. That is the fact. Okay, the Prime Minister has come there because we've said he is not coming. He's come there and sat down. What does that mean? Let the debate happen. Let him sit through our debate.
They want to create some news. That's why this sort of demonstrations and this protest and all. They were demanding PM should come. PM came. Then they didn't allow the house to run.
Inside Parliament complex, at least 200 parliamentarians from more than a dozen political parties held a protest, flaying the government's much-touted black money crackdown.
Because of the recklessness and irresponsibility of Prime Minister Modi and his government, we are asking the Prime Minister to come and face the Parliament.
Banks में पैसा नहीं है, rural areas में किसान परेशान है, lady wage earners परेशान है, और हुकूमत ने बिल्कुल गलत फैसला लिया, वापस लेना पड़ेगा हुकूमत.
If there's anybody who's disrupting the Parliament, it's the Prime Minister by his obduracy and refusing to come to the Parliament to answer.
With opposition leaders in attendance, Modi's bitter rival Mamta Banerjee, who is in the capital, led a big protest at Jantar Mantar.
हक हमारा भी है, मोदी जी मत समझाइए, आप भी मीटिंग करने जाएंगे तो कोई इसको प्रोटेस्ट नहीं करेंगे, हम लोग डरते नहीं हैं.
The opposition now plans a pan-India protest on November 28th, a clear indication that the war over demonetization is far from over. Bureau Report, India Today.
That's it then on today's edition of 8 p.m. Thanks very much for having tuned in.